All right, well, fuck it. Gimmick running here tonight. I'm having an issue here with my computer, but there goes me. There goes Ricky. We're off to a fantastic fucking start. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Oh, hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to Podfluxxx, episode 10. We're hitting double digits here. We're having all types of technical issues. I don't even know if this is going to turn into a program after what's going on here right now. But it's me, K Fresh Kevin Fulton. With me, as always, my man, the Cuban crippler, Ricky Reyes, down in San Antonio, Texas. But Rick, we've had some weird shit happening up here this week. Okay, so apparently Canada is on fire, right?
Oh yeah, I heard.
You
Yeah.
with me?
Yep.
Okay, so cool. So Canada's on fire. So the streets of Long Island are filled with smoke for
Yeah.
like the last 4 days. Like the sun is like pink, the sky is
Yeah.
orange. I imagine this is what it's like living in California most of the year.
Like the
Any
smog.
comment on
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been
Mm-hmm.
crazy up here. I had my daughter's birthday yesterday. So
Mm.
she's 6. She had a pretty princess party where they all got their hair and their nails did. And
Oh boy.
oh yeah, $700 nail painting party.
Of
So
course.
right, only in Long Island, baby. Anyway, how
That's
good?
true.
What's going? Did you hear me?
No, lost you for a second.
Great. This episode is fucked. The just
Weird.
spoiler alert. That's going to be the
Yeah.
title of this one. Is this episode is fucked?
Perfect. No, what'd
Excellent.
you say?
Okay. I said, how are you?
Oh, yeah. So like I got sick as hell the Wednesday, I guess, and it was just I don't know. I went from feeling perfectly fine to I'm gonna pass out and die. So I've been dealing with that bullshit, and then as soon as I got up today, I had to take Reyes to the pool. So my life is hard,
Right. Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah. Oh, Dad, you feel like death? Good.
yeah,
Bring my ass down
yeah,
to the pool.
yeah.
I need to work on my
It's
back
only
shit.
110 here in Texas weather, which is it's like sitting on Satan's
Right.
doorstep. So while he swam around like a fucking fish for an
Yeah.
hour, I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm
Yeah.
sweating and dripping. We need to go so I can go take medicine and die in the living room.
Frying
Put
eggs on the
the AC's
sidewalk.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. So, I slept through Raw this week. I watched Dynamite. It took 2 sittings, but I got through it. I watched a little bit on SmackDown, and the little thing that I caught is what we're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
And and I watched an episode of Rampage, and now I
Hmm.
fully understand why like .0001% of the population does it. It's abysmal. Rampage is the worst booking I've ever seen in my life, but I'm looking at you. Yeah, there you are. You're moving again. Okay. Yeah, Rampage is horrid. Horrid. They started with a trios match,
Oh,
okay? And I don't even remember, it was the Lucha Brothers and somebody else against, who gives a shit. And then Powerhouse Hobbs had a squash match, which was good because it's
okay.
exactly what it needed to be. It would have been nice if they'd been doing it for him for the last 2 years.
I was gonna say, yeah, like a couple years too late, but I get it. Yeah.
And then they had another trios match, right?
Okay.
And then the main event is a number one contenders match for the women's title. And it's Nyla Rose, Sky Blue, Okay.
Okay.
Mercedes Martinez.
Oh.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And then who was the fourth girl? Whatever. It doesn't matter. The only
Right.
thing that matters in it is that Sky Blue, she won,
Okay.
right? But the
Yeah.
finish was weird. And it's a number one contenders match. But when Mercedes Martinez is coming out, her graphic literally says making 2023 AEW debut.
What?
Right. So she's having her first AEW match in June in a four-way on Friday Night TV that's supposed to be a number one contendership match.
Well, was she originally brought in for Ring of Honor, or was she brought in to AEW when Mercedes first came?
When she first came, well, I don't know. When they bought Ring of Honor, she was the
Yes.
interim Ring of Honor Women's World Champion.
Okay, yeah. That's what I
Right?
mean.
And they bought it and beat her immediately.
Right. But was that on AEW, or was that at a ROH like WrestleMania show, like Supercard or something?
I think it might have been Supercard, but the fact of the matter is that it was, AEW ROH.
Yeah.
We got to think of a better acronym for that, like WWECW. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that's just, I don't know. That's all kinds of stupid for no reason. Like, I'm wondering, like on Tony's desk, like the importance of Rampage, like where it's listed.
right.
It's got to be like what's left over, and then he just sticks people on there, because there's nothing to that show at
Well,
all.
now it definitely needs, if it's going to remain a show,
Yeah, right,
that is now the level of importance that it needs to have.
right.
But they could have made something out of it. It could have been something.
Well, they should have made something out of it, absolutely, because like, how do you have that many people working for you and you don't separate the shows already and make it something important? Because how they got Rampage rather quickly, right? Like
Yeah, they
Rampage.
got I think we mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. Rampage was a make good when they made them switch networks.
Right, yeah. So they got it. So it's Rampage has been 2 years, maybe, or
Well,
yeah.
Punk's first night was the first Rampage. That was
Was
August 2021. So yeah, we're coming up on 2 years of Rampage.
Yeah, so almost 2 years worth of that show, and it's
And it's
trash.
done one good number.
Right. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, but anyways.
But they had two trios matches on it. And since we're talking about trios matches, right? And we're talking about AEW, so we got the announcement that there was going to be an announcement. And then we
Right.
got the announcement was that Collision was going to start. And then we
Right.
got the announcement of where it was going to be. And then we got the announcement that CM Punk will be back on it. And then we got the announcement that the match is going to be Bullet Club Gold and Samoa Joe
Right.
against FTR and CM Punk. Now, we went back and forth on what CM Punk's return needs to be.
Right.
And for my money, this ain't it.
Right.
What do you think? You look
But
exhausted.
it's the safest. I think it's the safest match they can have for, let's say, 15 minutes, where they can keep the crowd at a really high energy,
Right.
having those six guys in there, the story that they can tell and the story that's going to come out of it all lines up. Like it makes booking sense to me for what they're going to do, right? Because I guess the story was that Punk was going to work with Joe, and then we've already set up Bullet Club against FTR. The FTR is still the champions, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah. The thing that I don't like, right, is that they have Joe mostly on Ring of Honor.
Well, he's the Ring of Honor TV champion.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything on Dynamite in a while, right?
Yeah, not since he dropped
the TV title.
The TNT title back to Wardlow, who then dropped it to Hobbs, who then dropped it back to Wardlow. Yeah.
Right. But then before that, didn't Joe take it off Darby, and then Darby dropped it back to Joe?
Yeah, but all of that happened
because he was going to Japan
in like 7 weeks.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
It was like shotgun.
Yeah, it's like for no reason.
Joe sense.
For no reason, Darby took the belt. Then he went to Japan, and then as soon as he got back from Japan, he dropped it back to Joe. Right. Okay. So, hot shot booking for no reason. Like it didn't increase numbers anywhere, and it didn't do anything for anybody at all. Period.
Well, what I'm wondering is apparently Joe's about to be in a pretty big time movie, in a big time role. Did you see this?
Oh yeah, I saw him on his Instagram. He posted something about it.
Yeah, he's about to be in the main, one of the main characters in a Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah,
which was like the gnarliest PlayStation game ever when it like PlayStation first became a thing.
Right.
So I don't know if they did all that shit to get him off of TV so he can go do this deal. But I don't know. Seems odd.
Yeah, it just
there's better ways to do things.
Yeah. Like this, I don't understand. I don't understand why, like they do this booking where they have you on there, they get you going doing something, and then you just go missing for like 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, and then now they're going to heat them. They're going to try to heat them back up and put them back in front of the AEW crowd and on a whole new show. I don't know. It doesn't.
Yeah, but the only benefit there is that it's Samoa Joe and he'll make it work.
No, yeah, I'm not worried about where it's going because it's obviously going to be good and done right. It's just, I don't know. The booking is so hot and cold. You can't get behind anybody. And then like they do this stupid, ass backwards booking with like guys like Hobbs, like now you're going to feed them. You're going to feed them fish now.
Yeah.
It's
now
like,
he's going to eat job guys.
Right. Like they do that shit all the time, and then they had multiple weeks of debuts of, quote unquote, big stars doing run-ins. Who makes debut like repeatedly? Roderick and Jay White both debuted as guys just running in.
Yeah, well, think about it. Didn't they do? Yeah, they did Bryan Danielson, right?
Yeah,
and Adam Cole on a run-in,
right?
On the same match on the same night.
The same night, right? It was like, oh, we got what we wanted. And it was like, no, we got another one.
I have an announcement.
Yeah. Next week I'll have an announcement.
Yeah. Fuck. But I mean,
I don't know. I think it's a safe main event. And at this point, that's what they need. To just have like if they can let them go 15 to 20 minutes, tear the house down, whatever. I'm assuming Punk will grab the mic and, thank everyone for coming type thing. And then I don't know what they do outside of Chicago and the reactions is going to be interesting to say the least.
Go ahead.
No, just because like, especially like I just saw the attendance or tickets distributed.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
For the next few shows, and it's looking like bomb scares are headlining all these events. So I don't know.
A lot of new gas stations opening up, particularly in Canada.
Yeah, really.
What I'm
Regina is looking at 1,000 something, and I figure more people would be in Regina ready to, Regina, got it. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, no. I wonder if it's moist up there, but
I don't know.
yeah, no, but Chicago. Now the thing that I find funny on this is that it says distributed,
Right.
right?
Right.
But Chicago's
Like
got
8,000.
like 8,200.
Oh.
Toronto in the Scotiabank Arena,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
1,800 tickets.
Ooh. Shit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not
Now,
good.
Hamilton, Ontario, right?
Okay.
In the WWF days, right? In the
Yes.
90s,
Right.
Hamilton
Yeah. Yep.
800.
Oh wow. I didn't know it was that low.
Yeah,
I thought they were
Regina.
all in I thought they were all in thousands. Like,
No,
oh,
no. Regina has got about 1,400. Okay,
okay.
Calgary's got about 3,400.
Okay.
New Jersey, listen, New Jersey never disappoints, right?
Right.
You got assholes in their backyards that are drawing people.
Right.
So the Prudential Center in Newark right now has got about 4,200 tickets sold.
Okay.
Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Remember Raw was there a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "This is the most un-Greensville shit you can do in Greensville."
Yeah.
Well, AEW is like, hold my beer, because they've got 1,399 tickets sold,
Ooh.
and then
Man.
Greensboro
Yeah.
doesn't have a number listed yet.
And these are all collision tapings?
These are all collision tapings. Now, have you seen any of the blowback online that CM Punk is getting for not boosting the ticket sales now?
I saw some people like saying some crap about it, but I mean, he can't fix everything.
Right.
And whose fault
So
is
the
that
whole
really?
promotion is getting a pass on not selling
Right.
tickets.
Yeah, yeah. Like so like I was saying before about that they're satisfying their audience, right? Now,
All right, either you're deep in thought or your shit just froze up again. Mm-hmm.
hold on. I
There
think I
you are.
lost you.
I hear
Sorry.
you. There he
There
is.
you are.
Okay. It was funny because when it froze, you were like, and I was like, oh, he's thinking about something really important. Oh, he's gone again. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They cater to their audience, but then they're trying to go out and reach a bigger audience by going on these tours and now doing multiple new towns and trying to gather people, the average person that they're not trying to reach with their TV show.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's this episode's going to be a stinker.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So they're going around trying to tour like the WWE instead of just staying in their hot spots, like not keep it regional, but maybe just hit the big towns, I guess,
Yeah.
with a smaller venue, like a civic center or something that's going to hold like 5,000 people for TV, and then shoot it that way so it looks better and the energy is better and the people that want to be there are going to be there. Because here's what's going to happen, right? 15,000 seat arena. You're going to want 8,000 in there at least, so it doesn't look like complete ass, right? And then 4,000 of them are going to be people that you grabbed and kidnapped and sat in the front seat with a free ticket, and they don't know what's going on. This is WrestleMania 9 all over again with like with fans that are like wandered in the casino and thought, oh yeah, I thought something good was happening out here. Like,
WCW Saturday night at Center Stage. The
yeah, man, like,
Impact, the Asylum, the Impact Zone. It's all the same
yeah,
shit.
exactly. Like they should really be thinking, like, not trying to do WWE's motto of, go to big arenas and sell them out or get them close to selling out. They should look at it like almost an ECW style
Yes.
of get those small civic centers, the municipal auditoriums and stuff that seat 3,000-4,000 people, and pack it in there and stop bringing that stupid stage. You're not Monday Night Raw light. Set it up to where there's more fans, a little bit of a light show, and fucking get the guys out there and let them do their thing in the ring. But I don't know, man. This is bad business all the way around. And they're all putting it all on Punk, like that he's supposed to save everything, but it's the promotion's fault that all this stuff happened.
Have you seen any of the price points on any of this ticketing?
No, I have not.
Okay. I don't know if it's the third parties vendors,
right,
or if it's the build. The prices for tickets for these shows are outrageous.
Really?
For a TV taping, for a show that you can say, oh, let me spend this money to go to, or let me park my ass on my couch with some nachos and watch it for free.
Right.
Which I think is a huge part of the issue here. They're expecting like pay-per-view ticket pricing for TV tapings.
I don't know. This is who. Is this like a Jarrett?
$100 front row seats.
Is this a Jarrett thing? Is Jarrett in charge of this as well?
I don't know. You would think
he would know better. You would think he would know better.
Yeah.
Is he just doing house show stuff? Or is he in charge of live events, as in where we're going, where we're shooting TV? Because you would think
that's what it is.
You would think he would know better and look at it, use his notes from when he was trying to pull this shit off with a shoestring budget in TNA,
right?
And try to think of those smaller venues of like the 3,000 or 4,000 seat, setups, because they could dress it up.
Working Memphis for his father in the early 90s,
right? Exactly. Like they know, like to hit those small. I don't know, like. They could dress up a smaller building really well with lighting. I mean, look at the Full Sail. I used to think when I first saw Full Sail, I thought, man, there's got to be like 3,000 people in there. Mm-hmm. And then a buddy of mine that ran a promotion in Connecticut, he went and watched and said, there's 300 people in there.
Yeah.
He goes, we draw the same house in Bethany, Connecticut that they do on FCW or NXT, and I thought, no way. And then one day when I just kind of noticed how they panned around, and the way the seating kind of elevated, up, but it looked back, I was like, holy shit, you're right. There really is like literally 9 rows this way and then 10 rows that way, and I was like, holy crap.
It was the same thing in the Impact Zone when they would go to the jib camera shot.
Right.
And they would bring it around the circle. You went, oh man, there's 1,000 people in that.
1,000 people. Yep. Nope. Same thing in the ECW arena, the 2,300 arena. If that thing is set up right, like they do it now, with good lighting, it looks like you would, as a fan, you're just assuming it's another 10,000 seat arena. But there might be 1,000.
Remember when I rode down there? You were like, come down. I'm working CZW. Come down to CZW.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Remember? And I rode down with Vin and Alex Reynolds, and you guys were out in the ring. The show had started, and fucking DJ Hyde comes walking past me at one point. He's like, who are you? And I was like, oh, how you doing? I introduced myself. I said, I rode down with Ricky Reyes.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, all right. Well, did you buy a ticket? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, you're going to have to go and buy one. And he made me go to the box office and buy a ticket.
Of
And I
course
was
you
like,
did.
fuck this fucking guy.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I ever went to Philadelphia.
Yeah. Lucky you.
That city could be napalmed for all I care.
Yeah. Amen.
That's neither here nor there. But speaking of Collision, all right, what does Collision need to look like?
It needs to look completely different. It
Yes, but
needs
not just. I don't. When I say look, I don't mean like just visually.
no
Like I mean like
everything. Storyline, characters, when
announced team.
announced team, and when AEW was first brought on or announced or whatever, it was going to be sports based pro wrestling, and it has not been at all.
Right.
Like they were going to give the records of the of people. There was going to be a top 10. There was going to be the whole old school. You thought, or at least I thought it was going to be somewhat of a old NWA 605 main event style. Like, let's take a look at the top 10,
Right.
and then there was going to, and then they kind of did the whole record thing for a little bit, while it was fun and cute. And then they got away from it. And then it just turned into 1999 to 2001 WCW. That's all it turned into.
Well, the thing with the record, which was when before it started, and we would talk to my friends about it or whatever, we'd all be sitting around thinking, what do you think this is going to be? The record keeping does little to actually advance you in professional wrestling, right?
It doesn't do anybody any good, right?
Right, because it takes away if somebody gets over organically, but they're in your number 7 spot, then it doesn't make sense for you to put them in the top match, okay? It's also going to go out of, it's going to expose the 50-50 booking that happens there, right?
Right.
That's the big thing.
Yes, of course.
And just because you're keeping records, but like, I feel like they were like, oh, well, if we keep a record on everybody, that makes us sports-based.
Right.
And then the rest of it can be horse shit. And then they immediately backed off on that and just left the horse shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not saying it needs to have that again, but it needs to be based more around, obviously, wins, losses, this, that, and the other. They can, make, obviously, Punk will be the biggest star there, but he needs to constantly acknowledge that he's not the world champion and he wants to be the world champion and everybody wants to, be the world champion. It's like I don't know. I'm really interested in who's creating it. How much does Punk have to say and everything? Obviously the first show is going to be the first show. It's going to do what it's going to do. What it does in a month to 3 months will
even
be
the next week. I don't think the next week. I think it'll be a long time before any episode touches whatever number the first episode does.
Oh yeah. It's well, yeah, of course. I mean, it's going to drop drastically. Like, it's fucking Saturday night. Like, you should have just put it Saturday afternoon, in the, a 10 a.m. or something. Like, probably would have got a better.
It's afternoon dinner time on the West Coast, though. So I don't know if that, on the West Coast, you can watch this show and then still take a shower, a nap, give yourself a little, and go out for the night.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like they're trying to tape it live. They're trying too hard, like, and all this shit. Like, it's just, I don't know. And then are they doing bi-weekly tapings? Is that right?
That's what I thought that I had read somewhere. I don't know how credible that was, though. And
okay. I thought I heard that as well, that they were going to tape every other week, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Who knows? Like, this is as bad as WCW was in the last few years.
Yep.
It's to the point now where I'm just wondering how bad they're gonna mess this up. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
This could be the turnaround, though. This could be, on the other hand, optimistically speaking, this could be a turning point.
No.
I mean,
no.
Ricky's seen this movie before, and he knows how it ends.
It's not, dude. Like, it's not. At what point do you really think that that those nerds on Wednesday night are going to give up any kind of control of what they're doing on Wednesday night? Because in order to make any real noise, they need to do it on Dynamite. No matter how successful Collision is, it's fucking Saturday night, bro.
Yeah.
It is. This is their way of trying to make something off of what they're paying Punk, hope to get it back, hope to spark something big. In all honesty, I feel like maybe after he's done here, he's going to jump across the street. Hey, guys, I'm back.
Yeah.
Have a couple good matches with some people, do the whole part-time I'm bigger star than you thing, and then walk into the Hall of Fame.
And go home.
Yeah, and then Hall of Fame, and then call it a day. That's it.
The last thing I wanted to touch on from Dynamite, there was another thing, but we'll see next week. They rubbed the Gun Club up against the Bullet Club guys, so we'll see if that turns into a 4-man faction. But there was an MJF and Adam Cole segment, which is going to lead to MJF and Adam Cole having what Tony Khan calls an eliminator match next week.
A what?
An eliminator match. So basically, every once in a while, he'll have a match where he puts the champion out there against whoever the fuck. And if whoever the fuck beats the champion in a non-title match, they then get a title match.
Okay. All right.
So they're doing an eliminator for Adam Cole versus MJF. And it was a really good promo. The segment was pretty good. Like, MJF actually sat there and complimented Adam Cole for like a good, 4 minutes or whatever. And then ended it up with, but you're not that guy anymore, essentially.
Okay.
Adam Cole grabbed the microphone, called him a douche, accused him of being on the gas, which I feel like is great for everybody.
Yeah.
Like and MJF also was like, when I go to talk to Vince McMahon, and I don't know why he needs to bring the WWE up in 100% of the promos.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But the promo segment was good. It's just the way they've presented Adam Cole thus far does not make me believe that Adam Cole has a chance to beat MJF. I feel like they have really hurt his credibility in the way that they've booked him. And it's unfortunate because he could have been doing, what Adam Cole does.
I mean, yes. I don't like the fact that they're going to give this match away again and then force people to pay for it the next time?
Right.
So to protect the match, you would think that Cole catches him off guard and a quick win somehow. So you don't give the match away.
Right.
But you just further the angle. I don't know. I don't like that. I feel like you're throwing that match out there, even if they, I mean, the only way that I could see it doing good is that way. Adam Cole catching MJF quick somehow. And I mean quick, like literally like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a couple of minutes. And then him really bragging about it and pushing the issue. I don't know. It's just like it's a weird way to go into a pay-per-view world title match. And for what? Like what? I'm intrigued if you just you didn't have to have them face to face either. Like the first time, it could have been Cole coming out challenging, which is what he's supposed to do. And then conveniently enough, the champ doesn't respond. Maybe we do a couple of weeks of asking MJF about it or bringing it up and he don't want to talk about it. You know, then Adam Cole gets another win on somebody, you know, now he's really fired up, you know, demands, you know, I don't know, something. I don't know. There's different ways of doing it.
Like when the WWE first built up The Miz. Do you remember he came out like and challenged John Cena, but there was no John Cena music.
Right.
And then the next week he came out in a shirt that said Miz 1, Cena 0.
Right, yeah.
And he started jabbing at Cena, but he
the
never
Jericho
got a response. And then eventually, you know, he got what he wanted.
But I mean, like, there's just better ways of doing it. That's a good match. Like, I'm looking forward to when they're going to put the time in and let those guys just go to work. You know, that'll be great. But I don't know. They've found a way to ruin Bryan Danielson. You know, Samoa Joe, Miro. You know, I don't know. Andrade. Yeah, like, what's this motherfucker doing? Like, I don't know, man. Like, see, I have no faith in the new show and any of these angles. It's you know, because they have the ability to make these quote unquote dream matches. They have the ability to have these build to some moments, but they're just not, you know.
Right.
I don't know. It's not good.
It's not good. Anyway, over in WWE land, like I said, I basically slept through Raw. But what I did catch on SmackDown, and the segment that I sent to you, was Adam Pearce giving Asuka, who was the Raw Women's Champion on SmackDown, a new title belt, right?
Yes.
And then Charlotte comes out and she's like, I want a shot at that title. Very specifically, but does not point to the new title that Asuka's got around her waist.
To the red belt.
She points to the red belt that's on the table. And then a couple more minutes go by, and she very specifically again says, I'm going to be that champion. And points back to the red belt on the blue show, which Charlotte, I double checked this, was drafted to the blue show. Okay. So she wants the shot at the red belt on the blue show, not the shiny new belt that Asuka's wearing, which here's the Easter egg. That belt's verbiage says WWE's Undisputed Women's Champion.
Oh.
Okay. So that belt says Undisputed, right? But there's literally a red belt a foot and a half away from it on the table on a blue show, and then a blue belt on the red show, which I'm pretty sure disputes that new title.
Right.
What in the fuck are these people doing?
I don't know. And is it Charlotte's call that she's booked like Hogan in 87 here? Because she just, every time she comes back, she's right back in the exact same position.
Well, what else are you going to do with her? She's literally, outside of Rhea Ripley, she's the best one they have.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how many times this bitch is going to be champion before next year, you know.
Well, but
I
that's
mean,
the thing. That's the bad booking of it. She should have
right,
been the champion once,
right,
and should still have been the champion from the minute that she won that title.
right. And I'm just saying, like, she won the belt, right? From was it Ronda?
Mm-hmm.
Then she lost it,
Mm-hmm.
and then she went away,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's coming back to
Right.
challenge for the red belt on the Blue Show.
Mm-hmm.
So now you cannot tell me that you're really going to make Asuka a transitional champion here,
Well, it
or
depends because if
yeah, like there's so much. This story's so confusing. So is she going to defend the Raw Women's Championship,
and then keep the new one?
and then yeah, and then Charlotte goes to Raw to wrestle Rhea?
Right, but then you'd be making that the undisputed title, but the shiny new belt that Adam Pearce
Yeah.
handed Asuka has undisputed literally written on. So
Yeah.
here's what I think they're going to do. I think that they're going to do Charlotte and Asuka for both of those belts on SmackDown. And then I think they're going to, or no, excuse me. I don't know how they're going to do it. But the
Yeah.
one on SmackDown is going to end up being the Undisputed Women's Championship. And then I think the one on Raw is going to end up being the Universal Women's Championship.
Oh God.
That way, in the
Yeah.
future, when they do brand splits and they don't switch the titles back and forth, you're not bringing a brand-specific title.
Oh,
You're moving
I
the
get it.
Undisputed or the
Yeah.
Universal. That way, you don't
Yeah.
look like like
So we're
fucking
not switching
clown
belts
shoes. Yes.
at catering, right?
Yes.
I got it.
So you don't look like clown shoes wearing a red belt on a blue
That,
show.
yeah, that makes more sense now.
But how do they get there? How do they go about?
Yeah, so how do you get Rhea the universal belt, right?
Right. That's what I'm thinking. So do they just hand her one?
Or does Charlotte take, like you said, Charlotte takes the red belt
Red
over
one
there,
shows up on, and is like,
and
I'm
then
here to get my win back.
and then and then they're the universal champion, right?
Yes.
On
Yes.
Monday night.
On Monday night.
Wouldn't that work better if you were the undisputed, if you had the two belts?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. But then what happens is you got to get a fat Jewish guy to talk to you for like 4 years, right?
Yeah.
And then they got to make another brand new world heavyweight title for all the people that you've already beaten over the last 4 years. And to quote a very popular meme, ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. I don't know.
It's just like listen, I don't
And why does
mind.
Charlotte look so ugly? Like, why does she look uglier?
I don't know if we're allowed to say that, right? But
Okay, why does
she
Charlotte
looks so different.
not look good looking like anymore?
As natural as she used to.
I could say that.
Well, it's like you've got your car, right?
Uh-huh.
And your car's got its own character and personality and everything, but you blow out the transmission.
Uh-huh.
So you go and get the transmission rebuilt, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's the same car with new parts, and it's not always the same as it was before.
Right.
Now just change car with Charlotte.
Right.
And here we are. It's
Her,
still Charlotte.
her face looked like it was melting like a candlestick.
Yes. She
like on the
also,
side.
I've noticed over the last few years, like, because I went back and watched some of her, the classic, quote unquote, classic Charlotte matches.
Yeah.
From after she just got out from NXT up to
Right. Yeah.
up to TV.
Mm.
And she's significantly leaner now
Yes. Yeah.
than she was then.
Right.
And I think when that happens, it kind of caves the face in a little bit. And then I think once the face caves in a little bit, then you start going for face fillers.
Yeah,
Which brings us back to the auto body shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She looked bad.
Right.
Like she was never attractive in the face to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But now she looks like gross, like what's wrong with your face bad? Like your face is bad looking.
She
Stop.
looks like Rick in '94 after,
Yeah.
going
A lot of
25
blow.
with Vader.
Yeah. Yeah, she looks bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know. That's they're I don't know what they're doing with these belts, but it's
Me
just
neither. And I don't mind having to think about something, but you
yeah,
can throw us a clue.
yeah. What she did there, specifically pointing at one and Asuka doing the I don't know what you're saying, look, wearing one belt and it not being acknowledged, just kind of shit on the brand new belt, like completely.
Right.
So you really mean to tell me that she'll beat Asuka and then leave, and then Asuka will be like, "Well, I'm still the champ." Like that don't mean anything. Like Seth, and it's all nothing. We just need to get past. They should have simplified this, but they didn't.
Beforehand.
Yeah, and then had a better plan and an easier way to execute it
beforehand.
And did it all. If they could have did it all in one night, would have been nice. So we didn't
like
drag
Night
it on.
Of Champions.
Yeah, right. Where all the championships count, that would make sense. But they didn't, of course, and now we're gonna have to deal with this shit for the next 3 fucking months.
Right.
And then circle around our elbow to get back to our wrists, like, is ridiculous when it comes to confusing everybody on all the belts. So it's just too much.
I've noticed that like AEW and WWE's bad is different than each other's.
Yes, it is.
Much different, right?
Yes.
But AEW's bad is mostly at least idiot proof. You know what I mean? Like you can be like really fucking dumb and like it can be bad, but at least you understand it.
Right. Yeah.
Like the WWE expects us to pick up. I had to watch that clip like 2 times before I realized she was pointing at the other,
I watched it twice.
Subtleties and shit. And some people don't get that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I watched it twice for that exact reason. Like, was she pointing at the other belt? Like, and then I went back and I was like, she is. She's only talking about the red one though. Right. And then so it's like I don't want school. Right. Okay. Just put wrestling out there. Like, yeah.
I mean, even I don't mind having to think a little bit. You know what I mean? But don't make me review my work.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like I don't want to have to like try to get into their own minds and think about what subtle hints they're really dropping for me. Like just good, bad, whatever. Yeah, it is. But you're right. They're both bad, but different bads.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to get hit by a Corvette or an 18-wheeler? Bad. Like, you have to make that the
18-wheeler's going 25.
Yeah.
Right. And the Corvette's doing 90.
Yeah. So
but it's both going to be bad.
They're both going to hit you. It's just which way do you want this to go down? So everything is not good.
So let's do a little New Japan check-in here, Rick. So when we spoke last, you said you had watched the first half of Dominion. I still haven't gotten around to it. How was the rest of the show?
I actually didn't watch it all the way through yet. I started reading more about it just to kind of find out how the main event went. Apparently, the young lion that they the guy that came back from excursion or whatever. Apparently, he's like very impressive in the ring. Like all the fans were pretty much raving about his body, his look, how big he is. He's a big boy. And
Is
then
he?
they put him in LIJ, which is Naito's group.
Right. World
And
Senior Nobodies.
yeah, so Naito is technically a freelance wrestler right now. He's didn't re-sign with New Japan this year.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's like a, hey, we're gonna get rid of Naito out of his own group type thing. So I don't know. But what
Does
I
go ahead.
will say that, like, they don't overcomplicate their angles, but they're planting a couple of seeds, that makes it look like that, whether they do that or not is I mean, we won't know for a little while, but now that all attention gears up for the G1 right now, so
Right. I'm looking at right now that the I guess the blocks came out.
yes, yeah, they released the blocks. 32 guys, I think. Is it 32?
It looks like blocks revealed, A block, B block. It looks to be, they're not numbered here,
Yeah.
right? But each block has a lot of names in it.
Yeah.
That's cool how on their official website they give you, like, they don't just say who's in the tournament. It's like, oh, this is this guy's debut entry.
Yeah.
This is his fourth tournament, third
Mhm.
consecutive.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot of newer guys in this one, so it should
I'm
be
seeing I'm
interesting.
seeing a lot of debut entries. So
Yeah.
right now, I feel like New Japan, just looking at this and kind of being cold, I feel like New Japan's at a little bit of a maybe like a reset point or like a future building point
Well,
here.
that's what I was saying about having Sonata win the belt and then getting Okada out of that main event uh area, like so they got him as a six-man champion right now. So he's got a very middle card belt. So they're leaving those top few positions on every show now to be Sonata on his own. Um,
Right.
I don't know. Gato's booking is really weird, and I don't know what he thinks of Sonata exactly. Uh, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see Sonata, how well Sonata does as champion in the G1, because he's usually top 3 or 4, I think, in the
Mm-hmm.
past couple of years as a finisher. But as champion, it's like, because you can have the most points and still, you know, and be tied with somebody, and then the tiebreaker goes to the winner, the person that has the most pinfalls.
And Ricky, you froze up again. I don't know if you can hear me on my end, but I'm looking at the A block here, and the A block has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that are making their debut entry.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And then I'm looking also, and I mean, I'd imagine it has to be a record, but Tanahashi is going into his 22nd,
Wow.
also his 22nd consecutive G1 entry.
Yeah, that's crazy.
22 years in a row,
Yeah.
right? A guy doesn't look a day over 37. You know what I mean? It's crazy what they do over there. But yeah, there's this thing is star studded.
It has to be because also you have to understand all the Japan opened up completely, right? So
Right.
now the buildings, if they're not full, they can't blame it on
Yeah. They can't blame it on the pandemic. Um, they
that they
can't blame
have.
it on the restrictions. But just to keep vamping a little bit, I'm going to go through a few of the names here. You got Chase Owens, you got Sonata, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. The Haku's kid with the name that I can't pronounce.
Oh, Hikaleo.
Bingo, ukulele.
Yeah.
Okada, Yoshihashi, Kenta, Great Okan, Ospreay, Tangaloa, Ishii, Evil, Tamatanga, Shinjo, Eddie Kingston, Tanahashi, Naito, Goto, Jeff Cobb. There's Zack Sabre Jr. I didn't think Zack Sabre Jr. was a heavyweight, but
Oh yeah, he has been for a while now. Yeah.
well, he's in the same block as Jeff Cobb and Tanahashi, so he better go have a fucking taco or something.
Yeah.
The boy need to have something to eat. Anyway, Rick, we're about an hour in. You look a little under the weather. Our connections are cutting out. I'm going to go ahead and go for a referee stoppage here on this point. You're frozen again. So, you got me?
Yeah.
All right. Did you hear me?
No.
Okay, I said you're a little under the weather. Our connections are getting a little rough here. We're about an hour in. I'm going with the referee stoppage at this point.
Yeah, this one's bad.
This one's bad. Yeah. Well, we at least the disclaimer was right up front that this episode is fucked. So you basically can't even blame us for it.
Yeah, right.
So with that being said, Ricky, feel better. Hopefully the Canada-New York smoke doesn't make its way down to Texas.
I hope not.
And Mother Fluxxers, we'll catch you next week with a much, much better episode. I promise. Take it easy, bud.
Later.